lawyer every day visiting you, explaining what they are doing.
How does he spend his days?
Well, he said that he went to, I think there's a common room inside. So he mentioned that he went to the common room, and then of course there's a TV in their unit, so he watches the television. And then I reminded him to add daily outside walking and prayers to his daily activities.
Is he getting used to Dutch food?
Maybe, likely, or maybe the commissary or the kitchen inside is doing something for him, because I understand every meal has rice already. But he's confused about the sun. So he said he's telling me it's 8 p.m. and there's still the sunrise. There's the sunrise and the sunset. So yes.
And is he had contact with other detainees?
I would assume yes, because he said that he went to the common room. That's what he called it, the common room. So I would assume there are other detainees there in the common room.
Would he reconsider writing his own memoir?
That is something that I told him the first few days that I was visiting him, just write a book. And then he said that, and I told him Rizal wrote Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, and he answered me, at what age did Rizal write his book? Because I am 80 years old, and do you think I have the patience to write? Yes.
Pipi, kamusta daw po yung laundry ni tatay?
Ginagawan po ng paraan. Meron po kaming hinihingi na request sa loob kung paano mapadali yung sistema ng paglinis ng kanyang mga damit. So sana ay maaprubahan. Pero syempre, susunod pa rin kami kung ano yung desisyon ng detention unit. So ngayon, madami naman na siyang damit sa loob. So baka hindi pa naubos yung kanyang gamit sa loob.
Kaninang umaga, Philippine time, impeachment prosecutor Marcelino Lebanon and first Rider Representative Rog Gutierrez, they led the filing in the Senate of this petition or issue writ of summons to direct you po to answer the articles of impeachment within a non-extendable period of 10 days. You're going back home. You said that you already have a team ready for it, but let me just ask your reaction on this new petition that has been filed to the Senate with regards to this non-extendable writ of summons to direct you to answer.
The best person to answer that right now is Senate President Chis Escudero, since the summons was filed in the Senate. I do not wish to comment on that matter.
With regards to the birthdays, you mentioned a lot of birthdays coming up. Does that necessarily mean that those who will be celebrating their birthdays will have a visitation schedule with the president so they can spend their birthdays with the former president?
Yes. April 10, we have been requesting for a special visit because it is the birthday of Veronica. April 14, no, that is the birthday of my mother, so she's going home with me. May 31 is my birthday, so I'm still thinking about whether coming here for my birthday. I've not decided on that matter yet.
Yeah, VP, about the relationship, you said that your relationship with your siblings and your father has never been better. How about the relationship of your mothers?
They don't have a relationship, ma'am. But I think former President Duterte is overjoyed with what happened to the relationships between my brothers and I and our half sister. So especially when he saw us there last Tuesday. So that would be the first time that he saw Kitty and me together in person, because we do video calls before, but never in person that he saw me, Kitty, and I together. So
Naisip sa kainahan dahil sa kami sa mga anak.
ay, sobra yun kaayo kamingaw sa mga bata. Kada adlaw mi naga-video call, and kada adlaw ko nagasulti sa ako ang kamingaw, sa ako ang pagmahal sa ilaha, o ang ako ang isa ka anak ay motubag pag maingnan ako og I love you motubag na mag and doon ay nagsulti sa ako ang inana gyud daw ang mga kuan teenager na lalaki. Pag ingnan nimo I love you maingon drag.
VP, just to clarify again, not to presume anything, although di pa naman po kayo nagpa-file ng interim release for the former president. Pero what you are mentioning na gusto talaga ni former PRRD sa Philippines, makabalik. Pero what if hindi siya payagan sa Philippines and other country? Are you considering it? Or meron ba kayo kinoconsider na ibang bansa?
Kailangan siguro na yung abogado ang mag-discuss noong interim release, no? So, yan yung usapan namin ng lawyer. Siya lang ang pwede mag-discuss kung ano yung pwede sabihin sa public kasi meron silang lawyer-client confidentiality. So, merong mga bagay na hindi pwede sabihin in public kaya dapat ang lawyer lang din ang magsabi kung anong ginagawa nila as a part of his legal strategy.
VP, you've experienced the Dutch bureaucracy and the other good things about the Netherlands or bad things about the Netherlands. Meron ka bang, are you going to get some takeaways and which probably might help you also craft policies when you come home?
Yes, ma'am. That question was asked last Tuesday, no, and I discussed one of my takeaways in the Netherlands is the mobility. So here in the Netherlands, you can choose. The person can choose how am I going to go around the Netherlands, or how am I going to go around The Hague. So I can walk, I can use a motorcycle, I can bicycle, I can use Uber, I can taxi, I can use the tram. Is that what you call it? Not the tram, and then there are the trains. So the person has a lot of options. Unfortunately, in the Philippines, we do not have that. In Davao City, when I was mayor, I know and I knew the importance of mass transportation. That's why we started the high priority bus system during the term of President Duterte. Sadly, this is not a project that the current administration is supporting, but that it is very important that a country has a very good mass transport system. So that is one my takeaways in the Netherlands. And I'm not seeing anything bad, ma'am. I've been walking here, we only take a taxi when we are almost late. But otherwise, we just walk. So never, although I see the cigarette butts on the I see the cigarette butts on the sidewalk and everywhere else. It's something that you do not see in Japan. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
How about
Just two follow-up question. In lieu with the ABS-CBN 5 question, you said about the mass transportation. What about the graft and corruption? Is because as you can see, the delivery of social services in this country are given to the people. And it simply shows that graft and corruption is not really even. So how are you going to, if that would be one of your take-home, the mass transportation, what about the graft and corruption in our country?
yes.
Is it really blatant?
Yes, sir. I've not accessed social services here in the Netherlands, so I don't know how it works. But speaking of graft and corruption, it is really what you would call poison for a country. And in the graft and corruption index, we are high up there. The Philippines is high up there. And we need to do something about it. In fact, I talked about it when I resigned from the Department of Education. The budget that we have is not put into good use, and we lose so much money dyan sa mga cuts na tinatawag and you see it when they craft the budget, because like say for example, by my personal experience, the budget of the Department of Education, the school building program, the new construction, everything is divided among members of the House of Representatives, and they are not even implementers of projects. That is the job of the executive department. That is the job of the Department of Education. So why are they interested in taking money from school building construction and allowing them to identify the projects. And somehow there is no system where the Department of Education, the DPWH, and the recipient local government unit can check if there was indeed a new construction of the school building, and if there was indeed a new construction, if the construction was up to the standard of the construction of a school building. So that is an example, and that is my personal experience. And I'm sure there are a lot of other incidents inside the departments in the government where there is graft and corruption. So it's poison to a country, and it needs to be cut. It needs to be taken out so that the money of our resources are put to good use.
Bibi, ngayon na tayo. Kasi mensahe na lang po, Bibi, sa mga supporters ng Tatay Digong. Kasi itong lugar na to, tinawag na nilang Duterte Park. So araw-araw po po
Yeah, ma'am,
dito
Duterte Park na ito.
magbigay ng murang
Ay,
support
pupunta
kay
sa
Tatay
Duterte Park.
Digong. Mensahe na lang, Bibi, sa kanila.
Oh, well, yes. Usually, napapangalan ng mga parks at mga kalsada pag simba ko lang, patay na ang tao. But I'm happy that even if President Duterte is still alive and well, he already has a park. And it is in The Hague, in the Netherlands.
Yes.
So, parang sikat na sikat ka, no? Pilipino ka, pero meron ka ng some sort of pwede ba tawaging pseudo park, kasi hindi naman talaga totoo na Duterte Park, no? Dito sa the Netherlands. Pero sigurado ako, knowing my father, he would want na yung Duterte Park na yan ay nasa loob ng Pilipinas at hindi sa loob ng the Netherlands.
VP, you've also experienced here a sort of equality, like even if you're a politician, you're a rich person, everyone is treated equal. How do you feel about it? You're walking, sa Pilipinas kasi, if you're a politician, you have a position, you cannot walk around. You should have bodyguards. Here, even the Prime Minister is fighting. So,
Well, I do not know, ma'am, about the activities of their local politicians here. I've not reached out to any government official here in the Netherlands, so I do not know their activities. But I'm happy that they have that freedom. In the Philippines, I walk, yes. We have security, but mainly because it is their duty to protect the person. So I'm happy that they have that freedom. I hope we have that freedom as well in the Philippines. I'm not really more concerned about my security, but usually I use the security for the convenience of the public. Kasi pag lumalabas ako, minsan nagkagulo. So, naiirita yung ibang tao. So, para lang hindi maabala yung ibang tao na ginagamit yung security. Pero I hope we have this freedom as well. Nasubukan ko siya dito, nakapaglakad ako. Sana man lang ay meron din tayong ganyan sa Pilipinas na hindi maabala yung ibang tao.
We understand that you are the next of kin since the former president is no longer married. But will there be anyone who will be given the right to conjugal visit, which, according to the law of the ICC, will be given more time as compared to the other visits?
For my peace and security, I will not answer that question, ma'am. If you have the opportunity to ask that of the former president, you can ask him if he wants to have. Sorry, let's go na. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Tama ba yung meeting ba sa Sunday ba?
For Filipino.
Mensahe lang sa mga supporters ko.
Opo.
Sa yung mga supporters ng PRRD.
Okay. Maraming salamat sa Kingdom of Jesus Christ members at maraming salamat sa supporters ng PDP party sa suporta ninyo sa mga senators ng PDP. Unang-una na si Senator Bato de la Rosa, si Senator Bongo, si Senator Attorney J.D. Himlo, si Senator Attorney Raul Lambino, Senator Attorney Jimmy Bondo, at si Senator Philip Salvador. At huwag po natin kalimutan na meron pong mga guest candidates ang PDP. Ito po yun si Senator Attorney Vic Rodriguez, Senator Attorney Rodante, Marcoleta, si Senator Dr. Richard Mata, and si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Senator Pastor Apollo Kibuloy, na napakalaki ang ating magpapasalamat dahil sa tulong ng SMNI at ng KOJC na mapaabot ang mga balita sa ating mga kababayan sa buong mundo.
Sa Belgium, Sunday po.
Nasabi ko nandun, no?
UK.
Kanina, no?
Pero sa Belgium.
Okay. Maraming salamat sa ating mga kababayan na sa Belgium, sa ating mga members ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ, sa mga supporters ng PDP Laban, sa inyong meeting de avance para sa mga senador ng PDP. Unang-una na si Senator Bongo, si Senator Bato de la Rosa, si Senator J.D. Hino, si Senator Raul Lambino, si Senator Jimmy Bondoc, si Senator Philip Salvador. At meron po silang mga guest candidates napakahalaga dahil kailangan yung 10 ay maalala ninyo. Si Senator Vic Rodriguez, si Senator Rodante Marcoleta, si Senator Richard Mata, and of course, si Senator Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Isipin po natin na marami silang magagawa para sa ating bayan. Unang-una na lang ay baguhin ang muka ng governance and government sa ating bayan. Maraming salamat sa inyo dahil sinuportahan ninyo ang panawagan ng PDP na itong 10 ang iboto para sa Senado ngayong darating na halalan sa buwan ng Mayo.
Ma'am, final question po. Ma'am, kina-consider niyo po ba na isali po si Senator Amy dun sa guest candidates po, senatorial slate ng PDP Laban? Kasi kanina po nabanggit niyo po na meron po kayong friendship and it's beyond political or politics po.
Opo. Hindi kasi ako member ng PDP Laban, so hindi ko sila nakakausap with regard to their senator slate. Sumusunod lang ako sa mga pronouncements ni Pangulong Duterte at mga sinasabi niya with regard to guest candidates. So, yun lang yung...
Would you welcome po if ever po na natanggapin po or kunin po si Senator Amy as a guest candidate po ng PDP Laban?
Well, I cannot really speak for PDP, no? Siguro, discuss natin yan kung meron ng agreement si Senator Amy Marcos at ang PDP Laban. So ngayon, wala pa akong update. Antay ako ng balita galing kay Senator Robin Padilla.
Tsaka pag uwi po ninyo, makakakuha po ba kayo ng phone call kay President Duterte? Katulad po na nangyari kanina.
Yeah, sinabihan ko siya kanina. Sabi ko, kung pwede ba siyang tumawag everyday. Tapos sasabihin niya daw sa guard kung pwedeng tawagan ako.
Kahit nasa Pilipinas?
Yes. Sinabi ko sa kanya, my phone is open 24 hours a day. The detention unit knows my phone. It's isa lang ang number ko since 2004. So yan yung pwede niya tawagan. At sabi ko, it's 24 hours a day. Pero meron lang kasi silang allowed time para tumawag. Kaya sinabi ko sa kanya, please ask them that you want to call me every day. So ako na yung nagsabi sa kanya.